the genius of Joshua Chamberlain, and the grit and determination of the 20th Maine saved the Federal Army of the Potomac on the second day at Gettysburg. But this story is a modern invention, first introduced to popular culture in a magazine article in 1913, before mutating to become the bedrock of books, documentaries, and films. As Joshua Chamberlain has become synonymous with Gettysburg, the true history of the battle that scorching July day has been obscured. Without a doubt, the men of the 20th Maine fought bravely and redoubtably on the craggy slopes of Little Round Top. And without doubt, Chamberlain's unorthodox bayonet charge was an act of ingenuity and heroism. But for over a century, far too much attention has been paid to Chamberlain and his regiment. They did not, as some historians have claimed, stand alone on Little Round Top. They did not single-handedly win the battle for the Federal left. And above all else, they have taken far too much attention away from the other men of the brigade who held the same line, and from the man without whom none of them would have stood to defend the hill. Nearly 30 years after the guns fell silent in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, in the fall of 1889, the Society column of the Pittsburgh Dispatch carried for its readers the revelation that a prominent widow was staying at the Hotel Duquesne on her way home from the battlefield. Her late husband was immortalized in the public consciousness as heroic, gallant, and brave by newspaper articles and columns, which were still fixated on the 3-day battle at Gettysburg 26 years earlier, describing it with the zeal and fascination befitting the largest battle ever fought in the Americas. The spot where the man had fallen, mortally wounded, was a highlight of tours led by veteran, historian, and battlefield preservationist John Batchelder for luminaries and dignitaries, including President and First Lady Rutherford and Lucy Hayes. The man was the namesake of a Grand Army of the Republic post. Was the man the first monument on the battlefield outside of the National Cemetery had been placed for, and now stood in bronze atop a magnificent granite monument on the slopes of the rocky hill which he had given his life to defend. Yet, over 130 years after the Pittsburgh Dispatch informed its readers that Mrs. Strong Vincent was staying at the Hotel Duquesne, the name of her husband has been nearly lost to history. Brigadier General Strong Vincent commanded the 3rd Brigade, 1st Division, 5th Army Corps on July 2, 1863, when it climbed the rocky slopes of the hill today known as Little Round Top to prevent the envelopment of the Federal left flank and to protect the integrity of the famous fishhook line employed by Major General George Meade throughout the battle. Yet his reputation and his legacy have been diminished, especially over the past century, to benefit his subordinate,